Hello, my name is Veronica. I'm a JavaScript developer in Germany, and this is my submission for the final project of CS50's Introduction to Cybersecurity. You can find me on GitHub at Sumerian812. My EDX username is Veronica Gretz. I'm recording this video on February 17th, 2024. Let me start by showing you this ad for the Nissan Connect Remote Lock Unlock feature.
Life is busier than ever before, and your free time should belong to you.
Hey Dad, I think I left my phone in the car.
Alexa, unlock my Pathfinder.
Okay, hang on.
There you go.
Thanks, Dad.
Let Nissan's Remote Lock Unlock take care of business, so you have more time to do what you want to do.
Sounds great, doesn't it? Now imagine what would happen if this got into the hands of an attacker. Well, this is exactly what happened. Sort of. In 2022, cybersecurity researcher Sam Curry and his team, a group of white hat hackers, were on the hunt for critical vulnerabilities in the auto industry. It didn't take them long to find a security flaw in the telematics system of the Nissan to remotely hijack it. With a few simple requests, they were not only able to locate the vehicle, initiate the honk and flash, but also remotely unlock and start the car. And you'd be surprised to hear how easy it was. I chose this topic because I own an electric car with a telematics system. Recently, this system broke and I had to get it replaced, which led me to research a bit what telematics in cars do and what they're used for. I was surprised to discover that these services track a lot of the car's data, such as GPS location, speed, vehicle stats, and even events like harsh braking. While these services are useful in the event of a crash or whenever roadside assistance is needed, or in case of car thefts, they can be vulnerable to attacks if not implemented and secured correctly. And as we'll see today, this is exactly what happened in the case of SiriusXM connected vehicle services. So let's dig into the nitty-gritty of how Sam and his team discovered the flaw, what tools and techniques they used, how it could have been prevented, and how we can protect ourselves from such vulnerabilities. During the research, Sam and his team discovered that more than 12 million cars in North America use telematics services by SiriusXM connected vehicle services. These services are used by car manufacturers such as BMW, Honda, Nissan, and many more. To start off their research, the team scoured the internet for domains owned by SiriusXM. With a simple Google search, they quickly found that telematics.net belonged to the company. This domain is used for enrolling vehicles in the remote management functionality. An analysis of this particular domain revealed various references to the Nissan Connect app. So they reached out to someone they knew who owned a Nissan and used their app to proxy and inspect the HTTP traffic via Burp Suite. They discovered an exchange token post endpoint that would return an authorization bearer, which was dependent on the customer ID and VIN parameter provided in the request's payload. To clarify, an authorization bearer is a type of authentication token that is used to authorize requests to web apps and APIs. Additionally, they noticed that the customer ID had a Nissan Cust prefix. As they were playing around with this endpoint, they noticed that the second parameter in the request's payload wasn't mandatory. If they omitted the VIN key value pair, the request would still return a valid access token. The customer ID and the CV TSP header, however, were both required. Eventually, one of the HTTP responses contained a VIN in this specific format. Sam noticed that this format looked strikingly similar to the customer ID in the exchange token request. So they simply used the VIN as the customer ID and repeated the request. Surprisingly, the request was successful and returned a bearer token. To ensure this wasn't due to the existing token in their request header, they omitted it, and yet again, a valid bearer token was returned. In this image, you can see the response to Sam's custom Python script. It only requires a VIN as input and returns a JSON object with private user data such as home address and contact details. Now keep in mind that VIN is not a secret value. It's short for Vehicle Identification Number. These numbers are used for uniquely identifying registered vehicles. You can find them on the dashboard, the engine block, the door frame, or the windshield of a car. To make this clear, simply by providing a vehicle identification number, a value that can be copied from the windshield of a car, anyone can access the car's owner's personal and private data on the system servers. But it doesn't stop there. The researchers kept on digging, and if you take a closer look at the response object, you will see at the bottom a list of active services. Some of the commands include vehicle locator, remote horn blow, light flash, remote door unlock, remote stop, and remote start. And as you probably guessed, once he executed requests with the commands from the active service array, the car did exactly as told. It unlocked itself, it flashed its lights, and honked. After discovering these flaws in the system, Sam and his team immediately reported them to SiriusXM. Within 24 hours, the company fixed the issues and Sam's team verified the patch. Now, how could this have been prevented? In Harvard's Introduction to Cybersecurity, we learned that hashing is a simple yet effective way to secure data. Hashing involves converting plain text, such as the customer ID, into a hash value. By using this hash value for the exchange token request, rather than the predictable format of the customer ID, it would have been much harder for the researchers to guess its value based on its format and prefix. Storing a hashed and salted customer ID value in the system's database would have improved security and ensured uniqueness. Aside from this, another fundamental flaw in the system was its sole reliance on the customer ID for authentication. Traditional authentication relies on usernames and passwords, whereas in this system, only the customer ID was required. Passwords simply provide an additional layer of security and make it harder for attackers to gain access. Finally, the system failed to enforce proper input validation for user identifiers. As we saw, simply by replacing the customer ID with the vehicle's identification number returned a successful authentication. Without proper server-side validation, the system inadvertently exposed itself to attackers. Incorporating these simple security measures would have significantly raised the bar for attackers and would have made it that much more difficult for the researchers to reverse engineer user identifiers to gain unauthorized access to the system. Luckily, in this case, and thanks to Sam's team, the system's flaw was detected and resolved before any exploitation could take place. And as a final note, I would like to remind you that safeguarding your data and devices is essential. While no system can promise 100% protection from attacks, there are simple steps you can take to stay safe. Always update your software to patch security holes, and if you can, stay up to date on the latest tech threats and risks. By taking these small proactive steps, you can greatly reduce the chance of falling victim to an attack. If you've enjoyed this story, be sure to check out Sam's blog at samcurry.net. Thank you to Sam for sharing his insights, David, Malan, and the entire CS50 staff. Thank you for watching.